welcome back to Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda, giving you all the latest updates on anything and all things Ravens. Again, make sure to keep subscribing to the channel, like the video, appreciate all of you guys watching. So let's dive into the latest. No injury designations. Everyone that was on the injury report earlier this week, not on the injury report anymore. They are full and ready to go. This means Lamar Jackson, Ronnie Stanley, all these guys, they're coming back. Patrick Ricard as well. I think, here's my prediction on Patrick Ricard. I think he's still they're still trying to build him up a little bit, so I don't think he's going to still play the full game, but I think he's going to play a lot more reps this time. But again, Lamar Jackson is back. Super excited about that. Ronnie Stanley is fully healthy and praying that he doesn't, have another injury scare like he did last week. But everyone's healthy. That's all we care about. Looking forward to a full 100% healthy Ravens, except for the people that are on IR. But this is fantastic to me. It feels like it's been so long since we've seen this. We've just gone through a dark age so far this year, and now we finally have some we got to win. We're getting our players back, and it's just like the dark ages are over. We're seeing the light finally. All right, so we got the Dolphins later tonight. Dolphins stink. They stink. That's all I'm going to say. They stink. They had a really good win against the Falcons, but mind you, Tua did pretty well. Was 20 for 26, over 200 yards, 4 total touchdowns. Not bad game for Tua, but again, it's against the Falcons. Michael Penix Jr. was not playing, so it was Kirk Cousins. Mind you, I like Kirk Cousins. I think he is a great guy, but not good on the Falcons. But anyway, but that's besides the point. We talk Ravens stuff here. So, best game plan for this for the Ravens is pretty much run the ball. Pretty simple. Let's dive into the stats for it. So defensively, the Dolphins have 203.9 passing yards allowed per game, which ranks them 11th. Not good. Defensive yardage overall is ranked 26th. That's bad. Mind you, our defense is worse, but after last game, they looked pretty good. So hopefully that trend keeps going and our rank goes a little bit higher. In terms of rushing allowed per game, and this is the kick in the ribs. 159.9 yards rushing allowed per game. That is first in the NFL. They are the worst. With backs Derrick Henry, Keaton Mitchell, just go off. And Lamar coming back. Just go off with the run game. That is the simplest of game plans here. It is, you can throw a couple of touchdowns here and there, make Lamar go have 200 yards passing or yards and 2 touchdowns, maybe 1 rushing touchdown. But Derrick Henry should go off this game. Should go off 2 rushing touchdowns again, over 100 yards rushing. Let's just feed the ball to Derrick Henry because this Dolphins team is the worst when it comes to rushing. And here's the kicker though. This is the third kick. They allow 5.2 yards per carry on average per game. Derrick Henry is going to feast with this. Is going to absolutely go off with this. I believe that we're going to see a trend of Derrick Henry having much better games as the season goes on because of Patrick Ricard being in there to help in the run block, and hopefully Emory Jones Jr. takes over a certain guard position on either left or right, and then we sign Kevin Zeitler back, and then he takes over that position too. Cool. But I'm pretty sure that Derrick Henry is going to absolutely have a great game. I think Lamar is going to have a great game. And I believe Keaton Mitchell is also going to have a lot more carries this game as well. This game plan is pretty simple. Run the ball. You're going up against the worst rushing defense in the league. Pretty simple. All right. Defensive game plan. Going up against Tua Tagovailoa, who had a great game against the Falcons on Sunday. But it's against the Falcons. And mind you, that our defense is coming off a really great game against the Bears. Mind you, the Bears are... I'm sorry, I have to say, I think Caleb Williams stinks. Like, read me in the comments if you want. I just don't think he's it for the Bears, and the Bears are still going to be looking for their quarterback again in a few more years. Maybe they'll go after, I don't know, the kid from Ohio State, the Arch Manning in a couple of years, but I don't know. But the way Arch is looking, it's not very good, so we'll see. But I don't think Caleb Williams is it for the Bears, but our defense looked great. That's what matters. But Dolphins offense, points per game is 20.0 on the dot. They rank 25th. That's horrible. They have under Tua, they have 186.6 yards passing per game, which also ranks 26th. That is horrible. And here's the worst part. 92.4 rushing yards per game. 29th. I am sorry. I think that the Ravens, our defense is going to play the exact same game that they had against the Bears, which is good. They might get an interception again. I'd love to see that. But I think that we're going to see the Ravens defense look much more sound and look even better than the Bears game. I'm going to predict that. The way they looked in the Bears game, I think they're going to capitalize on that a lot more. So, but we'll have to wait and see come tonight. But again, I'm excited for this game for the Ravens, and it's the first time I've been excited for a game this whole season. I need some happiness in my life, man. Please give it to me. I'm like Stavi going off on Instagram every week when the Ravens lose. It's just like, come on, man. It's just, I feel excited again. Mind you, we're still deep in the trenches. 2-5. Hopefully for 3-5 after Thursday. But if we win this game, we are climbing back that mountain. And I think our defense is going to look sound this game. I expect, if we're not going to get an interception, I expect a sack. How about that? I would like that from our Ravens defense. It gives me more confidence to see. And again, we're going up against a terrible team, but it gives the players confidence knowing that they can do it, especially if Mike Green gets another sack again. Gives a player more confidence knowing that he is able to do it. I'm not a football player, but I'm just saying, like, if it was me, I would be, like, wanting to keep that streak going, Anyway, so my final prediction for this game. This should go one of two ways. I believe both ways Ravens win. Mind you, the Ravens in the last couple of games against the Dolphins have just nuked them. Just straight up, just embarrassed them, just pulled their pants down, grabbed the belt, and whacked it, It's just that we simply are not able to trust our team fully yet, at least in my book. I want to be able to trust my team that they can get the job done pretty easily. But last game that we had against the Dolphins, Lamar had a Jackson 5. It was the last game of the 2023 season, in the regular season, and I remember going to that. That was amazing. It was just touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. And then you hear Lamar yell, "Yo, Zay," over the broadcast, and Zay Flowers get that long touchdown. I don't know if Lamar will get a Jackson 5 here, but I really do want us to just absolutely bulldoze the Dolphins. Send the league a message saying, "Hey, we're good, and we're coming." That's the first prediction. Maybe, I'll put that first score up. Let's say with Lamar, the Ravens score over 30 points. So let's go 35-17. All right, I'll deal with that. All right. maybe even 35-10. Let's shoot for that. But they're going to be, I would see like 35-17. That's my final prediction in that scenario. The other scenario is that the Ravens play this safe, play it really safe with Lamar. Lamar plays it a little bit safe. We still get 30 like plus points, but it's still like it isn't a dominating game. I would say more like 35-21 area. Like we want that's still dominating because we're up by 2 scores. But in the sense of the Ravens look really safe and conservative, especially with QB1 back, and they play it so that way they're able to like rest up their guys from a short week and be able to, you know, get Lamar Jackson back in the groove. I think we're gonna like go with option 1. I want to go with option 1, but that's just another option here. 35-21. I still like that. That's the second score. But my score, 35-17. I can't wait for tomorrow's game. I'll provide a video update after the game is over and hopefully after we win. Thank you for tuning into Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Again, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will catch you all later.